there, my name is Sophie and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to another weekly reading vlog where I'm really going to make more of an effort to be more vloggy. Today has been relatively busy, and that's been intentional because I'm trying to keep my brain busy because I have a job interview in less than an hour and I'm very anxious about it, so I've tried to keep my brain busy. So this morning I went to the gym. Took absolutely no footage of it because no one needs to see that, and then I came home. I had a book delivery, parcel delivery, but we'll get to that in a moment. And yeah, came home, had a shower, had some lunch. I've done some reading up on the company I'm about to go interview for. Yeah, I'm about to leave for this job interview and trying not to get too in my head about how nervous I am. But I did buy a book last week. On the 29th of February, Waterstones did a double stamps day, but the book I got was one that I wasn't going to get. I didn't pre-order it. It is a relatively new release, but then I saw the Waterstones special edition and I just couldn't resist. The sprayed edges are just block sprayed edges, very pretty colour, but relatively standard in special editions. The thing that really called to me was the naked hardcover. I mean, just look at that. They're so pretty. There's this blue foiling. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it because the lighting's not very good in here, but the book is A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle L. Jensen, which is a new, I believe, the start of a new series from this author based on Norse mythology. I read The Bridge Kingdom and The Traitor Queen by this author and I did really enjoy them, and I've seen quite mixed things, but from people who have similar tastes to me, they've said they really enjoyed this. And this special edition I just couldn't resist, and I had a £10 voucher on my Waterstones card, so I saved some money as well. So that was my little 29th of Feb treat. It's kind of like a reward for having a job interview but in the wrong order. Though I got that invite for the job interview last week, so it's like celebrating that, let's say that. In terms of reading, I've just come back from visiting my mum for the weekend, and the drive to go see her is a 4-hour round trip, so I spent all of that listening to my audiobooks. I'm finally at the 60% mark of The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. I've officially been listening to this audiobook for over 2 months now, and I'm so glad to kind of be on the home stretch. I do still have over 12 hours of listening time left. 9 hours 18 minutes left, but I'm listening at 1.2 times speed. I know it doesn't make a lot of difference, but it makes enough of a difference. So I don't think I'll get that finished this week, but maybe by the end of this month. And then the physical book I'm reading is A Game of Retribution by Scarlett St. Clair. My plan was to have finished reading that book and read the third in that trilogy, A Game of Gods, before the final book in the whole Hades and Persephone saga, A Touch of Chaos, comes out tomorrow. But for one, A Game of Retribution and A Game of Gods are both way longer than anticipated. I've got over 1,000 pages of reading to do to catch up on this series. And for two, it seems that if I'm not co-reading with the audiobook support, I really struggle to read more than about 10 pages in a night. I'm about to film a TikTok of kind of talking about how much I read in a week. And I mean, on Monday I read 10 pages, Tuesday I read 6 pages. Wednesday and Thursday were a bit better. I read 34 and then 43 pages. Then Friday I managed 3 whole pages, Saturday 9 pages and Sunday 7 pages because I'm way too tired by the time I actually get to reading. So I think I might just cave and listen to the audiobook on Spotify, which will help me get through the books a little bit faster. I think that's all I've got to say in terms of reading. I wanted to leave 15 minutes ago. Not that I am running late, but because I wanted to be super early. So I'm probably going to arrive at a more reasonable time if I leave now. I'm going to go for my job interview. I may or may not let you know how it goes. We'll see what happens. All in all, welcome to another weekly reading vlog. Please tell me what you're reading. Go ahead and leave a comment. Tell me what you're reading and whether you're enjoying it. I'd love to hear about it. There we go. I'm back. It's so grey. It's practically dark outside. And I have done my interview. I'm not sure how well it went. I think I answered all their questions to the best of my ability. I think I provided examples of different work experiences that I have that answered their questions. There was a task I had to do and I'm not sure how well that went. I'm also not sure how straight. Is that better? I think that's better. I should find out by the end of the week, so at least there's that. So I did my interview, I went and did a food shop, got that done, which is always nice. I've just filmed the TikTok I wanted to film. So I think what I'm going to do is take my laptop, sit on the sofa and get on with some editing until I need to go pick up Lucas from the train station. Then we're making an old HelloFresh recipe tonight. We're doing, I think it's called creamy miso mushroom pasta. That's the update. Hopefully I'll remember to vlog more consistently this week. Nor have I put any makeup on my face, so I don't look the best either. But lads, it has been a week. I honestly cannot remember what I've updated in this vlog. I did manage to film some time-lapse clips at my ballet class last night, which in hindsight and watching back, you don't really get to see much ballet, but it's, you know, it feels vulnerable anyway, because showing myself in a leotard and tights on the internet when I am not the stereotypical body shape of someone who wears a leotard and tights is daunting anyway. But essentially this week has been long and tough. I think I mentioned at the beginning of the week that I had a job interview on Monday, which I was obviously nervous about. I think that's something that everyone feels nervous about, don't they? But I think, you know what, I think I handled that quite well. Tuesday morning I had a doctor's appointment regarding my antidepressant medication, so that was tough because any appointment where you have to talk about your mental health is more mentally draining than anyone really acknowledges. So that kind of wiped me out for the rest of the day. I spent the whole afternoon thinking I should be doing something, I should be doing this, I should be doing this, and I thought actually I had to talk to practically a stranger about the deepest, darkest things that go on in my head to be belittled and ignored by that stranger, to be honest. So actually, yeah, I deserved a bit of a break on that afternoon. Yeah, that's kind of persisted throughout the week. Yesterday I had my ballet class. Today what did I do? Oh, Lucas and I spent the morning together just about, and then he went off to work, and then I had an appointment with my therapist this afternoon, which was really hard because we just went over the job interview, the consequent rejection from the job interview, which I also got on Wednesday, which also made Wednesday a bit tougher. So on the one hand, it was a very kindly worded email. At least they got back to me quickly. At least they got back to me at all. On the other hand, I didn't get the job. So appropriately disappointed, I think, is the best way to describe it. I've now got another doctor's appointment tomorrow to try and address and acknowledge the things that I didn't have the opportunity to say on Tuesday. So all round, I feel like hopefully this week will be a turning point in terms of my mental health, but at the moment we're still in that dip at the bottom before it gets better. So it's been a tricky one. However, this vlog is meant to be about reading, and honestly I don't have much of a reading update either. I did my weekly 1 hour of audiobook listening on my way to and from ballet last night. I listened to another hour of The Name of the Wind. I think I've only got about 8 hours of slightly sped up listening time left. Yeah, I'm nearly 18 hours through, so I've got 10 hours of normal speed audiobook, but at the speed I'm currently listening there's 8 hours and 9 minutes left. Maybe I'll finish that by the end of the month. Maybe I'll finish it before the middle of the year. Honestly, who knows? And then I've been slowly trucking my way through A Game of Retribution by Scarlett St. Clair. I think my original plan was to read both A Game of Retribution and A Game of Gods before A Touch of Chaos came out on March 12th. And if these books had been the 300 pages I would expect them to be, I think I probably would have managed it. But A Game of Retribution is 465 pages, and A Game of Gods, I believe, is nearing the 600 page mark. And having now received A Touch of Chaos, I also know that that is at the 600 page mark. So whilst I am stubbornly not reading with an audiobook support, it's taken me a lot longer to get through them than anticipated. But I am starting to pick up the pace in my reading now a bit more. I'm reading more than 3 pages before I fall asleep, which is a bonus. I love reading on my Kindle. I find it so much easier on the eyes and my arms than holding up a paperback or a hardback. So I am enjoying the format of reading on my Kindle, but I stand by, this is the second book in the Hades trilogy that I have read, and I stand by that this would have been a nice novella between books 2 and 3 of the Persephone saga, but all of the scenes where both of them are present don't feel like anything new is being added from Hades' perspective. I think he is a very forthright and I don't want to say obvious. He's not subtle with his feelings, so seeing everything from his perspective doesn't really add anything. But I have heard whispers that you don't need to read the Hades trilogy, but you will understand A Touch of Chaos better if you have read them, and I am nothing if not a completionist, so I will be continuing to truck through. And at this point, the smutty scenes in this book just mean nothing, because every other page is like, oh, they're having sex again. Okay, right. So yeah, I'm slowly making my way through that. Hopefully I would like to finish it by the end of the week. I'm not sure if I will. Otherwise, that's my update. I have some jacket potatoes in the air fryer for dinner, and tonight I am going to lounge on the sofa and then go to bed and either do some creative writing or read lots of book. Honestly not sure which at this point, but that's the update. Too vulnerable on the internet, but I wanted to do an update, and this is a rather significant update, just kind of a life update. I think I mentioned I've had a couple of doctor's appointments this week. Well, that sounds like I'm going down to a much darker story than I am. It's not that. It was just to reevaluate my antidepressants. I met with a mental health practitioner on Tuesday and he was useless, and he said some really inappropriate things in regards to autism that just didn't make me feel safe. So I had another appointment with another doctor this morning who was much nicer, much more receptive, and kind of put me on a treatment plan that feels much more aligned with what I'm actually feeling. So I was feeling good after that, but one of the things I'd needed to follow up was my autism referral. I've talked before about how I'm probably autistic, but I'm still waiting on a diagnosis, and it's been a wild ride because I was initially referred when I lived in our old house, and then when we moved into a different county. So initially they just discharged my referral and cancelled it. So then the doctors at my new surgery said that they had sent a new referral for me, and I followed that up. It was initially sent in July 2021, and I've been trying to follow it up for a while, but it's one of those things that just sits at the bottom of your to-do list. But I actually got around to doing it yesterday because the doctor said, we've sent your referral, it's beyond our control now. So they told me where they sent the referral to. So I emailed them, and they just replied this evening saying, we've never had a referral from your GP, are you sure they sent it? So I've been waiting for nearly 3 years for a referral that was never going to happen, and I am, I think, quite reasonably gutted about it. I feel like I've been waiting for no reason, and I'm really frustrated. But also, I've lived so long without a diagnosis and without the support that I really need. And now I'm probably going to have to wait another 3 years. I'm going to be 30 by the time I get diagnosed, and that's really frustrating. If I don't talk much for the rest of this vlog, that's probably why. But I haven't done much reading anyway. I'm going to see I'm taking myself on a little date tomorrow, so I may or may not vlog a bit of that. And then Lucas is coming home tomorrow night, and we've got all day Sunday together, so I don't know what else I'll film, but that is something that has happened in my life, and it's huge, and I'm really upset about it. So that has happened. Look, one day I will actually end the vlog on a Sunday and not on the following Monday, but today is not that day. I fully intended to do a nice big old catch up yesterday and talk you through everything I'd been reading and kind of everything that's been going on, since obviously the last update I did was a bit emotional. In terms of reading, I listened to The Name of the Wind when I was driving to ballet, and I think that's about it. But I think I'm at the 70% mark. I listened to a bit more this morning, so it's not within the week of this vlog, but I'm really getting close to finishing it now, and I'm now kind of weighing up whether I want to listen to another audiobook that's a bit faster paced to, you know, like, I was going to say get my numbers up, but I mean like just to take a break from a super long audiobook, but then also knowing that it will have taken me probably around about 3 months to finish this one audiobook that is 28 hours long. Its sequel is 42 hours long, so do I just need to make a start on it if it's going to take me as long as this one did? I don't know. If you've read The Kingkiller Chronicles by Patrick Rothfuss, please do let me know if I should take a little break or if I should go straight into the sequel, because I already know that it's part of a trilogy that hasn't been finished, and it's like the series is renowned within the bookish community for being an unfinished series, and I think the ending of book 2 must be quite frustrating for people to be still so upset about it. Yeah, let me know what you think about it, what I should listen to next on Audible. But then in terms of reading, I'm still really struggling to read without an audiobook, but I think I'm over 50% of the way through A Game of Retribution by Scarlett St. Clair now. Yeah, I'm at 63%, and I kind of feel the same way about it as I did book 1 in the Hades trilogy, in that the bits that are kind of his own side plot could have been a nice novella, but the bits that are from his perspective of the scenes with Persephone are very repetitive, because he's not a secretive character and especially with it being told in a third person perspective, there isn't really any insight from hearing it from his side. And there's just so much smart, there's so much smart in this book. Like, I'm reading it and then my husband will look over and he'll see, like, you know, keywords on my Kindle and he'll go, "Are they having sex again?" And I'm like, yeah, and it's so meaningless. Like, they'll be having a fight or having a conversation and then suddenly he just whips it out and I'm like, what? Like, I'm not a prude. I don't know how emphatically I can say I do like a bit of spice in my books without sounding weird, but this is just smut for the sake of smut, and it's not like, it doesn't feel like it's plot relevant at all. Not that sex has to be plot relevant, but either way, whatever. Hopefully I'll finish that soon, because my original plan was to finish 2 books by the 12th of March and it is now the 18th of March and I've not finished one. Take from that what you will. That's the reading update. In terms of the autism update, not that that's the thing that I thought I'd be talking about, I did get a text from my doctors this morning saying, "Oh no, we referred you somewhere else and I'll check in with them." So I'm like, did you actually refer me? Why did you tell me you'd referred me somewhere else? I'm very confused. I think I have to be back in waiting mode because I need to figure out what they've done before I can either decide to take action on my own or start the process again. But either way, much less emotional than I was in that update on, was it Friday? Yeah, I think it was Friday. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day and I'll see you for another bookish video at some point. Bye!